I've made it extremely clear that this government stands resolutely and strongly behind every single institution that promotes transparency and accountability. We will spare no effort in advancing transparency and accountability in everything we do. In relation to the EITI report, I've already made it clear that it is unacceptable to have a delay in the submission of a report. Notwithstanding the fact that an extension was given by EITI Secretariat to May this year, to have that report completed by May this year, we still should have been in a position to have that report submitted. Notwithstanding the fact that all countries were given an extension in 2019 as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in our case, extensive floods in the forests, in the hinterland, that obstructed data collection. The pandemic that brought with it its own circumstances. I've made it very clear that I would not tolerate delays in the presentation and submission of our reports. In examining the cause and effect of this delay, I found out a number of things. One, that the government of Guyana, in keeping with its mandate and in keeping with its commitment to transparency and accountability, hired an independent administrator to complete the report. However, for 4 months, the multi-stakeholder group, the MSG, had the TOR for this administrator on hold, on pause. That is, they did not approve the TOR for the international administrator. This begs the question whether there are persons on that group with ulterior motive. It is not after 4 months that we are able to have the TOR agreed upon, with 2 persons abstaining. This is unacceptable. To put a country reporting framework at stake, to try to damage the government's credibility, is not being a good citizen. For 4 months, the TOR for the international administrator was delayed, was not approved. I'm, however, very pleased that we now have full approval and that the work on completing the report will be done expeditiously, long in advance of the extended period that was approved by the EITI Secretariat. I want to make this very clear, that Guyana was given an extension by the EITI Secretariat as communicated to me by the Minister. I want to further say that Guyana stands committed in working with the EITI Secretariat in fulfilling our responsibility and our mandate. And we are going to further strengthen the MSG to ensure that the credibility of Guyana, to ensure the work in relation to transparency and accountability of our natural resource sector is not affected by ulterior motives or desire. The only desire of this government is to have strong monitoring framework. Our future is built on such mechanism. The development of the natural resource sector is built in such mechanism. That is why we have put one of the first country to put a mandatory jail time for the non-disclosure of information in the oil sector. I want to assure every Guyanese that the level of irresponsibility in missing the deadline, though there are circumstances that would have affected the collection of data and the work in preparation of the report, that the circumstances that prevented us from submitting the report within that deadline will not be tolerated and accepted. One or two persons cannot drag an entire country and its credibility at stake. No. I have made it very clear to the sector that this will not reoccur in the future, and that persons will be exposed and held accountable. Thank you.